We are back in Wales and back by the sea, but at the final round of the British Rally Championship, it's all about a different kind of sea. C is for the Cambrian Rally, where the 2025 journey finishes. C is for champion, but who will take the crown? C is for Creighton. William has a big advantage, but it's not as clear-cut as that. Creighton enjoys a 16.5 point lead and will be using his joker, so he needs to finish 8th or better. Teammate Marion Evans, who is on 74 points, needs William to finish 9th or lower and of course win the rally. And Robert Jurgensen, 5 further points behind, will also need William to get less than 3 points and to win the rally himself to edge out Evans.
Yeah, it's a nice position to be in, but you know, we still have a lot of work to do. We have to get to the end of the rally. We need to have a clean rally. So we got experience from last year. You know, we're in a similar position, which is nice. 12 months on. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the rally. You know, it's nice stages here. It's typical for this time of the year for it to be tricky and slippy. So we know the challenge that we have ahead of us.
We've improved a lot on gravel, and I think that was kind of proof that the speed is coming. I still feel there's a bit more to be had. I'm probably not as comfortable on gravel yet than tarmac, but yeah, look, I still think compared to the two boys in front, they have that much time, you know, on the surface over me. They're going to have a bit of an edge maybe, but yeah, like for the BRC today as well, there's some guys behind that could spoil the party as well.
Are you glad to be back on gravel for the last one?
Yeah, especially looking at the stages that we have in front of us, classic Wales ones, so something I really dreamed of driving on, so definitely looking forward.
And it's not just about who will be our champion. Gary Pearson is desperately trying to get his first win of the season, whilst Max McRae is celebrating his first outright win a few weeks ago, aptly at the McRae Rally Challenge held at Knockhill. Much more straightforward is the juniors, where Joseph Kelly does have his joker to play, but Kyle McBride only needs to finish to take home the title and win the Irish internal crown. And the success of Joseph, Kyle and other members of the Race and Rally 4 team has meant that they look pretty uncatchable in the team's standings. So, calculators at the ready, there are only 7 stages left to crown our 2025 Probite British Rally Champion. David Anston will talk us through the action.
Well, Holly, bad news, I'm afraid. Special Stage 1, LC, has been abandoned before the BRC runners even got there. The organisers ran the Minis, who have their own competition here, before the main BRC pack, and one of those has spun off and completely blocked the road. So they've had to cancel Stage 1. The cars will go through non-competitively, and each will be given the same notional time. So the real action will now start on Stage 2, or it will for William Creighton once he's changed his setup for this stage with that first test cancelled. So Stage 1 is Stage 2 as the crews tackle Clocainog. 12 miles of forest stage that links Clocainog East with the main forest complex. It's a great stage. It rises and falls. It's fast and yet has a couple of tight junctions and is set to be used twice on the event this year. Clocainog is one of the sport's most famous stages, and 12 miles as the opening test is a real wake-up call for the crews. So first on the road, first in the championship battle, and hoping to be first among equals, William Creighton with Liam Regan. Does William drive within himself to guarantee a finish? And if so, does that affect his rhythm? We'll see on this opening test whether it's a points game or max attack from Creighton. Arguably the form team in the rally, Estonian Robert Jurgensen with Sim Oya. They took victory in Carlisle and finished second on Rally Ceredigion. They have to win and hope for disaster elsewhere, so there's no doubt about Robert's plans. That 4th place finish in only his 2nd ERC start last month was impressive, but here he has to win the rally, pure and simple. And here's the third of the title wannabes. Marion Evans with Dale Furness alongside have only won one rally this season, but have been super consistent. The Welsh pair, another duo that simply has to go all out for victory. Evans on the attack from the word go. Max McRae recently won the McRae Rally Challenge at Knock Hill, and here in his Skoda Fabia for the first time in BRC, he's looking very rapid indeed. It's been an up and down season for Gary Pearson and Hannah McKillop, but here they will be looking to get back on the podium for the first time since round 2. Someone that we haven't seen for a while, Tom Williams with Michael Gilby alongside. They return in the Skoda Fabia, but lose time through here with a puncture.
40.
Matthew Hurst with Declan Deere reading the notes. The Pirelli shod Skoda running in the open category today. Matthew has eyes on the BTRDA title, but is still running as part of the BRC as well.
Left over flat crest and slowing, 5 right over crest, 80, square right around Bale.
While the BRC contenders battle it out, the junior BRC title is between Ireland's Joseph Kelly with Cillian McArdle on the notes and Kyle McBride.
Cut 5 right.
McBride has Darren Mullen doing the guiding. The winner of the title earns a £6,000 prize, so it's a prize well worth winning, and it's game on.
5 left into slowing middle over sudden chicane. Right entry 4 bales. Very tight. Be neat. 50. Max left into very late 5 right minus.
Well, so much for Creighton taking it safe and easy. He sets a cracking time of just over 11 minutes and 18 seconds. We need the rest across the timing beam, though, to understand just how good that is. And here's the answer. Jurgensen is nearly 3 seconds slower. Marion Evans is a second and a half further behind the Estonian. It's looking good for William Creighton at the moment.
Back 2 right, cut, 60. Flat right and flat left, 80 kick. 3 left in over small crest, 40. Flat 2 right surface, 50.
And now here comes Max McRae, and this is an extraordinary time, 6 seconds quicker nearly than William Creighton. We know that Max likes the Skoda, but this really is impressive. Gary Pearson and Hannah McKillop are over a minute down on McRae's stunning time. Gary won't be too happy with that, and it was a puncture the issue here, dropping him to 7th. Extraordinarily enough, Tom Williams appeared to hit the same rock on the same corner, and he also suffered a puncture. That means he's 8th on this opening stage of the BRC event. Long-time open runner Alex Vassalo running in the top 10 overall, along with co-driver Russ Whittock, although Matthew Hurst is still leading the open group. And here's an interesting thing, Dan O'Brien running in the BRC 1 class, but look who's sitting alongside him. None other than the 2022 British Rally Champion Oisin Price, who's been tempted into the co-driver's seat. Neil Roskell with Craig Simkis sitting beside goes 9th fastest on this stage. In the juniors, it's first blood to Joe Kelly. Cillian McArdle guiding his man through the stage, and they're nearly 5 seconds ahead of Kyle McBride.
60, flat 6 right at the arrow, 60, max 5 right plus into max 5 left plus half long.
But remember, Kyle McBride and Darren Mullen really only have to finish to claim the junior BRC title. There's another 2-horse race going on today, and that's in the national category, where Rob Cotton only needs to coax his Subaru across the finish line to take the title. But if he hits trouble, Chris Richmond Hand is waiting to pounce. So far, so good for Cotton and co-driver Richard Morton-Crozier, who open up a near 10-second gap on Hand. So William Creighton puts down an early marker after just one competitive stage. But as expected, he looks to be driving a calculated and considered event to get him the points he needs. There's more to come after the break. Welcome back to an increasingly windy and wet Cambrian Rally, with just one stage run so far. The options for those chasing William Creighton for the 2025 title are getting slimmer by the moment. Stage 3 is next for an event celebrating its 70th anniversary, having first run as a road rally in 1956, and it's only not run 3 times since. Stage 3, though, is Brennig, a Cambrian classic, a short stage at just under 5 miles, 80% gravel, 20% tarmac. And a decent time in here should be around the 5-minute 10-second mark on these open yet twisty roads. William Creighton is first through the stage and needs to make up nearly 6 seconds on rally leader Max McRae. Robert Jurgensen was only third on the Klokainog stage and lost over 8 seconds to McRae. We've seen him be brave many times this year, and he needs to be so again. Marianne Evans lies fourth after the Klokainog stage and needs to be in the mix again here. And this is rally leader Max McRae. Can he extend the advantage through here? Grandfather Jimmy, 5 times a British champion. His father Alister won the title in 1995 and Uncle Colin won it in 1991. After a puncture in Klokainog, Gary Pearson and Hannah McKillop have ground to make up. 7th on the opening stage and heading for 6th here in Brennig. Tom Williams is going really well in his Skoda, 8th on the first stage and set for 5th here. He may not be part of the British Championship fight, but he's eager to prove how competitive he is. Creighton and Liam Regan set the time to chase. 5 minutes and 10 seconds is the target.
Very slippy. 5 left round the post. Repeated, very slippy. 5 left round the post and caution. 2 left over crest middle. 50. Late 6 right plus. Beal. Tar wide. 2 right long over crest opens.
So how does Robert Jurgensen reply? He's not just attacking the stage, he attacks our camera as well, and nearly 4 seconds quicker than Creighton. Welcome to the party, Romit. Marianne Evans is also quicker than Creighton by just 0.3 of a second, but well adrift of Jurgensen's stellar benchmark. It's a margin of 2.5 seconds between first and third, Jurgensen to Evans. All eyes on the Flying Scotsman, who is steaming along here, just 0.07 of a second slower than Jurgensen, but his lead over Creighton is now 8 seconds. That's also his lead over Jurgensen in third, as Jurgensen and Creighton are tied on time in the overall classification. Gary Pearson is struggling today. Time loss with a puncture early on, and he just doesn't seem to have regained the pace. 3.6 seconds slower than stage winner Jurgensen in here, and 9 seconds off rally leader McRae overall. Tom Williams is really finding his way now, slotting into 7th overall, having gone 5th fastest in Brennig. A fine effort from BRC 3 champion Robert Proudlock as the Scotsman and co-driver Harry Marchbank put their Fiesta Rally 3 well into the top 10 on this stage. 8th fastest is quite an achievement. The junior battle continues to go back and forth. This time Joe Kelly is just 0.2 of a second slower than Kyle McBride, but overall is still just over 4.5 seconds ahead.
Slide right through the gate. Into Max of 5 left.
But remember, Kyle McBride just needs to finish to claim the title. It's all exciting stuff, and Holly is finding out that the fans love it.
Some typical Welsh weather we're experiencing here at the final round, but still so many people out in force. What brings you guys out to spectate today?
We just love it. Yeah, it brings people together, and it's such a lovely sport that it's so amazing to watch and extremely accessible.
Yeah.
So,
We're Welsh and
yes.
we support it because I've been brought up with motorsport and hand it down to Charlotte. We just love it.
Well, I started with my dad going around the stock cars, the world F1 champions for the stock cars from being about 1 year old, and then riding on the bonnet of them. So yeah, it's been a family thing all our life really. So.
You know, for me, it's actually when I was younger, like my children here, who are both 7 and 10, I used to come to these rally stages, and now I'm here bringing them along. So it's rather a trip down memory lane for me as well, seeing these great cars in great landscape as well.
Well, I've no doubt the fans will be looking forward to their first view of Alwyn. This stage is a relatively short one at just under 5 miles long, and a time around 4 minutes and 55 seconds is a solid effort. It's fast, there's a twisty section about a third of the way through the stage, and like all good rally tests, it has some uphill and fast downhill sections as well. And it's going to be slippery as well, thanks to the increasing rain. The service brake beckons and William Creighton will want to get there in one piece. So far, so good for the championship leader, who is taking few risks today. Robert Jurgensen, though, looks noticeably slower on this run. Whether it's a problem or a lack of confidence in car and stage, we don't yet know, but he's dropping time, that's for sure. Marion Evans fighting the steering like crazy. Sometimes that can be quick, sometimes that can slow things down. But even though he claims not to be so comfortable on gravel, this is looking really good. He's never won a gravel stage before, but the pace suggests that could change here. Max McRae on a charge as well. The last McRae BRC win was in 1998 when Dad Alister took a BRC round. No pressure then, Max.
Slowing, 4 left, half long, 30, short, 2 right, don't. Bail inside.
Cameron Fair calling the pace notes. Gary Pearson has had a tough morning, but the pace improves here as the M Sport Run Ford Fiesta is set for the 4th fastest time, and that brings him back into the equation. Had time and confidence not been knocked by a puncture on Clocainog, it could be a different story. Tom Williams goes 7th here, fast, smooth and error-free, but not quite matching the pace of the leaders. That said, he's well placed to take advantage of any dramas that befall those ahead. Now in the sunshine, William Creighton and Liam Regan set the time for others to chase again. How will Robert Jurgensen respond? William, 3 stages away from the title.
Very muddy, so yeah, sometimes you get things that you're not expecting, but whenever it's dry in the open, it's really nice, but just when you get in underneath the trees, it's quite tricky.
Robert Jurgensen is nearly 4 seconds slower. Now that suggests that Robert had a problem as they head into service, and it's a turbo leak that is the issue. It's cost him time.
Not very good. In this one we have some technical problem. I don't know, we didn't have power on for the last 1 kilometer, and in the middle also I felt that something is not correct, so we have to check now.
Something to be looked at service.
Hopefully, yeah.
It's a maiden gravel stage win for Marion Evans. He has not been slow today, but suddenly he's quicker than everyone else on this stage, and that's extraordinary. Marion Evans then moves ahead of Jurgensen into 3rd, and he's going to be a very happy man indeed, that's for sure.
16.
Quite enjoyable, to be honest. Just hard to get everything right, you know. It's grift's changing a bit. It's quite slimy in places and it's not too bad in others, but to be honest, I'm quite happy with how I drove. It's come on a long way from this time last year, so it's nice to be quite close to the boys, but obviously we need to win, but it's looking tricky. But we'll keep going again this afternoon, and hope. It was a shame we lost the first stage. We put quite a lot of work into it, but no, it's been okay.
And here is rally leader Max McRae, 1 second slower than Evans' time, but overall his lead edges up to over 8.5 seconds now. Could he be on for a first BRC win?
Yeah, it's been nice. I'm still a bit too cautious, because I just need to trust the car, but you can just carry so much speed through the corners and it just works the way you want it to. So the confidence is needed to come up a bit, but once that does, the times will be even better, but I can't complain with them at the moment.
4th quickest on this stage for Gary Pearson. That's better. The puncture at the start of the day certainly wasn't a great way to start, but he's regrouping and attacking the stages once more.
Yeah, we got a puncture maybe 5.5 miles into the first stage, so dropped a minute, and then obviously no spares now, so the last 2 stages was, keep it clean and get it to the end. So look, we're going to reset in service and just going to try and have some fun. We just tried to have some fun in those last 2, so we enjoyed it.
Tom Williams is a welcome returnee to the British Rally Championship and clearly enjoying himself. He's been in the top 10 consistently all morning, and it's great to have him back.
It's been good. We're just having a go, doing a BRC event we haven't done in a while, so it's nice to do a recce and make our own pace notes. Bit of a tricky first stage. Of course, Elsie is cancelled, but then Clocainog we got a bit of a puncture halfway through. My mistake, I hit a big rock. And yeah, I've just been playing around the last few stages and trying to just get back into committing to my notes and just, yeah, seeing where I am with all these guys, and yeah, it's good.
A fantastic effort from Matthew Hurst here, 6th on this stage, and a reminder that he's in the open category this time. The 4 times Welsh champion is enjoying his wet day in Wales.
Into flat 4 right in.
Joe Kelly continues to lead the junior event, 7 seconds ahead of Kyle McBride now. And this is looking good for a win, if he can stay out of trouble. But Kyle McBride just doesn't care. All he has to do is to finish the event, and the title is his. It's all about keeping out of trouble here on the Cambrian Rally.
Watch it maybe. 40. Max left. 50. Middle over into middle over. 30 down. Muddy 3 right.
Of course, we're thinking about the championship. It's the most important thing here today. So, yeah, it's our main focus. But yeah, very tricky stages, very slippery, very slippery. We're struggling for grip in there. And just struggling to get a bit of confidence because I've no grip, but other than that, we're happy enough to be here so far. It's a very short event, so yeah, I don't know what way the times is, to be honest.
Someone tell that man his times. And one man, maybe the only man here who isn't feeling any pressure, is Sam Tousell, with Tommy Henderson alongside, because he clinched the Open title at the last event and is now just enjoying his first ever gravel rally.
I've never been on gravel, not even a test today, jumped straight in the deep end. What an experience. Like the rally and all the boys, everyone's helpful to give me a bit of knowledge, but ultimately those stages are just something else. Like I got off the first one, I thought I was going to wee myself. I was so happy, like I was just so excited. Like it's just another level. This is just another level.
Another level indeed. So, in the Cambrian Rally, this is how we look after 4 stages. Max McRae leading by 8.7 seconds. William Creighton safely into service, just 3 stages away from winning the championship. Marian Evans is ahead of Robert Jurgensen, that turbo leak costing his time, and Matthew Hurst rounds out the top 5. Join us after the break to see how the rally pans out.
Welcome back. Now, Robert Jurgensen has been one of our inspiring young drivers of the season, guiding his Fiesta Rally 2 to some spectacular results. But what do we really know about him? It's time to find out. Rally Finland for the win. Fantastic. Thank you, Romit. Thank you. So there we have it. And now there are only 3 stages remaining to crown our 2025 British Rally champion. David Addison will call them home.
A reminder first of the challenge that is Clocainog. Just under 12 miles link Clocainog east to the main forest complex, and it was here that Max McRae shone earlier on in the day. It's a long, fast stage, and it could well be crucial to the outcome of this event, especially as it's now much more slippery than it was this morning. Will Creighton was second on this run first time around, but well adrift of Max McRae as the finish line gets closer, so the concern increases as well. Safe and steady is the order of the day. The title in his first season with the Melvin Evans Motorsport team would be quite a result.
140. Slight left over crest, 120.
Robert Jurgensen is looking mighty impressive here as well. Split time suggesting this could be a defining stage for the Estonian, who is coping really well with the poor weather and slippery forest tracks. Marian Evans will have to decide whether to go for victory and hope that both Creighton and Jurgensen hit trouble, or drive steadily and be sure of a top 3 overall result. But after that first ever gravel stage win on Alwyn, confidence is up and Evans is attacking once more. So too is this man. Max McRae absolutely blitzed this test this morning, nearly 6 seconds faster than anyone else. You can see the big crowds here in the forest, proving that rallying is alive and well in Wales. But the Don Buckley-run Skoda has a puncture, and this could change everything. Gary Pearson is hoping his afternoon runs more smoothly than his morning. He just needs to avoid those big old rocks that cause the early puncture. But M Sport could have done with him higher up to help Jurgensen. Tom Williams guiding his Skoda through the rain and the gravel. It's quite a test on his return to BRC action. the junior BRC fight. It looks to me as though Joe Kelly isn't going quite as well as he was before the service break.
Max 48 plus 100. Max 48 plus over crest. Repeat, Max 48 plus here. Max 48 plus over crest here. Right over 60.
But Kyle McBride most certainly is going well, and this could be the stage that takes him into the lead of the junior BRC section of the event. Remember, he only needs to finish, really, to win the title. William Creighton still attacking, 11 minutes 13.6, the stage time here. But more importantly, the car is solid and reliable, so he just needs to hold it together for 2 more stages. Robert Jurgensen is flying though, over 7 seconds quicker than Creighton. That's pretty impressive, and almost 14 seconds quicker than his first run over Klokainog this morning, despite the rain. That is enough to put him into the rally lead. Marion Evans posts a time almost identical to this morning. Whether it's going to be enough to keep him in third, we'll have to wait and see. At the moment, it's looking a bit touch and go.
McRaes at 30. Flat right number 80, slow 60.
Max McRae is over 12.5 seconds slower on this stage with that puncture. So that means Jurgensen is now in the overall lead by just 1/10 of a second. And in terms of stage wins, it's Jurgensen 2, McRae 1. A flapping bonnet on the Skoda isn't helping either.
True right and left in. True right over crest left.
It really is a 4-driver shootout now, because the man in 5th position, Gary Pearson, is over 1 minute and 15 seconds behind the leader. Hannah McKillen keeping him on the straight, and sometimes very narrow. Tom Williams and Michael Gilby continue to impress. They tested the Skoda Fabia RS Rally 2 on Sweet Lamb last week, and that does seem to be paying dividends.
Flat 5 left over crest, believe again, 260 up middle. Flat crest, 40.
Matthew Hurst continues to lead the open category and is 5th overall. That's a good effort. Declan Deere is on the pace notes, and remember, they're after the BTRDA Gold Star title here as well this weekend.
Left and chicane, left entry very tight, 3 bales.
Neil Roskell and Craig Sibkis have had an uneventful day so far, hovering around the fringes of the top 10. Overall now, Roskell is over 3.5 minutes, though, off the leader. Rob Cotton continues to have a stranglehold on the national title, the Subaru revelling in these slippery conditions. On board with Joe Kelly and Killian McArdle. Here, it's a slower time posted than you would expect from Kelly and McArdle. They are just over 12 minutes and 51 seconds from the start line to the timing beam at the end. But the reason for the time loss is just up the road. He gets stuck behind a car in the spray for more than 8 miles and loses 15 seconds.
C 200. Hey, come on, you get out of the way.
So what can Kyle McBride and Darren Mullen do? Tell you what they can do. They can do a 12 minutes 36.7, and that means Kyle is around 7 seconds ahead of Kelly now. He could be on to win the event and the title. Special Stage 6 will reveal all. So, a second visit to Brennig for SS6. The stage just under 5 miles long, and Robert Jurgensen the fastest earlier at 5 minutes and 8 seconds. It's going to be slippery, but with 80% of the stage gravel and 20% tarmac, drivers have to be prepared for the change of surface and of grip levels. The top 4 contenders were within 3 seconds of each other on the first run, so let's see if it's that close this time. Championship leader Will Creighton is, as ever, first out of the traps and looking to keep out of trouble now on these wet and rutted roads. He's not had a stage win on this event. Caution rather than speed, the watchword. Robert Jurgensen, though, topped the times this morning here, and if he does that again, Max McRae will be even more concerned. He looks rapid to the naked eye. Remember, he is after another event win, even if he can't claim the title, and he leads this rally by a 1/10 of a second. Max McRae was only 7/10 down on Robert here this morning, but he needs to be quicker by 2/10 now to regain the rally lead. He lost 12 seconds, remember, with that puncture in Klokainog. Gary Pearson, meanwhile, is pretty much matching Will Creighton on times as they head towards the last part of this short test. Not much time to take in the beautiful scenery here on the Cambrian's 70th anniversary rally. Joe Kelly seemingly has lost a bit of his mojo after Klokainog. He's again looking slower than his championship and event rival. But mind you, it's a bit wet and a bit miserable, and the weather seems to be matching the mood of the man behind the wheel. Carl McBride, though, has definitely taken advantage of Kelly's travails. It looks like he's going to widen that gap, assuming he can see where he's going. The condensation in the car is building up all the time.
40.
Creighton is noticeably taking it easy. Quick, yes. Quick enough, yes. Super quick, no. 5 minutes 6.4 is the time, and the target set for the opposition. Robert Jurgensen is certainly not taking it easy. He breaks the timing beam at 4 minutes 59.1. That's nearly 9 seconds quicker than his run this morning and 7 seconds faster than Creighton. Everyone is going quicker than this morning, including Marion Evans, but it's not quick enough. It looks like he's going to struggle to be on that third step of the podium. The battle for third between him and teammate Creighton. All eyes on Max McRae now. He was 1/10 of a second behind Jurgensen. And now he's 3.4 seconds behind on this stage. That means he's 3.5 seconds behind Romit in the overall classification. It's a charging drive from the young Estonian and a great battle for honours in this final Probite BRC round. McRae keeping it clean as he pushes as hard as he dares. Gary Pearson is in his customary 5th position, both on stage and in the overall classification. Here he is just a couple of tenths down on Creighton, but is over a minute down on Evans in the overall order.
60, flat 2 left.
Tom Williams is absolutely on the limit as he chases Pearson. Coming into this stage, he was 18.5 seconds back, but despite the flamboyant style, he drops more time and allows Pearson to pull clear. Alex Vassallo is enjoying a top 10 sort of day. As an F1000 junior champion and an F1000 Scottish title winner, Vassallo is not short on talent, but has spent the season adapting to more powerful machinery and some new events. It looks like Joe Kelly may have accepted his fate here in the junior BRC battle. The speed just doesn't seem to be there anymore.
Into slot 6 right, left gravel 140 down, slippy brake and stop dead 2 right.
But the speed is there for Carl McBride. He's quicker again, and now the overall gap is a healthy 13 seconds as he crosses the finish line.
30. Flat 6 left. Flat 6 right. Do not lift. Into small flat middle over. Down. Keep it in it. Stop.
Well done.
Well done.
Well done indeed. A title beckons for Carl McBride. So, on the subject of the finish line, just one more stage to go. One last hurrah. There are questions to be resolved. Can Will Creighton win the championship? Can Max McRae record his first BRC rally win? Or will Robert Jurgensen hang on ahead? All will be revealed after the break. Welcome back to the Cambrian Rally and to the final stage of the season in the Probite British Rally Championship. We're back at Alwyn for a second run, and it was Marion Evans who was quickest here earlier in the day. Will Creighton leads the championship. Robert Jurgensen leads the rally by just 3.5 seconds from Max McRae. Will Creighton is heading towards the championship title. A time under 5 minutes will guarantee him that. After coming so close last year, he's keeping everything crossed. Robert Jurgensen, though, wasn't super quick here this morning, only 5th. So if he slips up now, Max McRae is waiting to pounce. On the other hand, Marion Evans was quick earlier. Quickest of all, a second faster than McRae. He's not going to win today, but he could hold on to second in the championship. He is certainly giving it a good go to make it a Castrol MEM 1-2.
Open to a crest. Flat right.
So, can Max McRae win his first BRC rally? He needs to overhaul Jurgensen's 3.5 second lead to do that. Rain pouring down. This is what rallying is about. The drama, the excitement, the challenge for man and machine. Don't forget, the last McRae win in the British Rally Championship was back in 1998. N Sport will be looking for Gary Pearson to add to the healthy haul of points coming from Robert Jurgensen. That's all important in the team's championship battle.
One left over jumping up, flat crest, 16, touch before, 3 left, flash just in over one crest.
Tom Williams is celebrating his birthday next month, and a top 10 result here would be a great way to kick off the party. The season-long battle between the Irish stars in the junior BRC fight looks to be slipping away from Joe Kelly, but that won't stop him pushing as hard as he can.
60.
But Kyle McBride looks to be heading for the junior BRC title. It's been another hard fight in their season-long duel. Will Creighton is stroking his Toyota GR Yaris home. He may not even be on the podium, but it doesn't matter. Will Creighton and Liam Regan are the 2025 Probite British Rally Champions.
You know, I see these cars winning for the last couple of years with Matt Edwards and Keith Cronin, all these sort of people, and the list of names that are on that trophy. To add ours to it, it's really special, and it's thanks to Castrol, all the people that aren't on the car, and in particular the Motorsport Iron Rally Academy. You know, with us now for a number of years, we have a Junior British Championship, a Junior World Championship, and now a British Rally Championship, and a huge thanks to Liam. You know, a lot of work goes into to get to this point.
Now, is Robert Jurgensen going to claim his second BRC victory of the season? 5 minutes 2.6. The time is not very fast, to be honest. It's 5 seconds slower than his earlier effort in here. He's got a problem with the handbrake locking all 4 wheels, and that's costing him time. Quickest here earlier, Marion Evans posts a 4:58 dead. It's the best we've seen from Evans all season with that stage winner highlight, and it looks as though Marion Evans has just guaranteed himself third. Right, Jurgensen with problems, McRae flying. Max will be mad with joy if he can turn this around. He is very, very fast. The final few metres of the stage, the final few metres of the championship season. Wow, he's more than 9 seconds quicker than Jurgensen. Max McRae takes a maiden BRC victory by just over 5.5 seconds. The McRae legend lives on. Gary Pearson posts a stage best of the rally, though, with a battling third, which confirms his 6th position overall, with Will Creighton now showing 4th. Tom Williams finishes his only run in the BRC in 7th overall. And Matthew Hurst rounds off the top finishers with a solid 5th. A really good job done. A good job too for Kyle McBride, who wins the 2025 Junior BRC title and the category on the Cambrian. Joe Kelly chased him all the way home, and that battle has been a highlight of the season. McBride also winning the Stellantis Motorsport Rally Cup prize drive in next year's FIA European Rally Championship. In the national class, Rob Cotton and Richard Crozier confirmed themselves as winners of the Cambrian and the 2025 Championship. So, at the end of a gruelling day, Max McRae takes a first ever victory in the British Rally Championship ahead of Robert Jurgensen, with Marion Evans in third. Fourth is enough to give Will Creighton the crown. Matthew Hurst fifth ahead of Gary Pearson, with Tom Williams, Alex Vassallo, Robert Proudlock and Daniel O'Brien rounding out the top 10. The podium showered with champagne, but showers have been the order of the day here in Llandudno, so no one seems to mind getting soaked, least of all Max McRae.
Max, Cameron, what a season it's been for you. There's been ups, downs, but you achieved not only your first ever podium, but now your first BRC event win. Tell us what it means to round out the season in this way.
Yeah, it means it means the world. It's it's been a tough season, up and down, but we didn't give up. And even with a new car today, we learnt it really quickly, and yeah, we got our first win. So it feels good to join the club of BRC winners, which includes obviously Colin and my dad Alister. So yeah, it's pretty special.
Of all of the rallies to get the first BRC win on, surely this is a special one. There's some absolutely epic stages that you've rallied today with so much history. What does it mean to you, Cameron?
Yeah, it's obviously a lot of history in these stages, being associated to Rally GB. It was also the first rally Max and I had done 2 years ago, so it shows how far we've came in the last 2 years, and yeah, hopefully we keep this progression going.
It's at this point of the year that we obviously need to be asking what happens next. Have you set your eyes forward to 2026?
Yeah, I mean, I know what we'd like to do, but we have to work hard with our sponsors and trying to figure out what's best for us and what's best for them. And of course, we'd like to come back to the BRC and do one better.
Confirmation then of our final standings in the 2025 Probite British Rally Championship, and it's a third different rally title for Will Creighton. He's the champion ahead of Robert Jurgensen, with Marion Evans in third. Fourth goes to Max McRae, that victory on the Cambrian catapulting him up the order ahead of Callum Black, with the top 6 being rounded out by Gary Pearson. A superb season though for our new champions. In the co-driver's seat, Liam Regan, the driver, Will Creighton.
William, Liam, you've just added your name to the British Rally Championship trophy. I'm going to come to you first, Liam, as we spoke to Will outside the car. Tell us what it means to you.
It means everything. You know, I started following this championship mid-90s when Alister was in the Gulf and Tapio and a guy called Steve Wedgbury was in a Skoda. So this championship really sort of captured my imagination. So to be standing here winning it, yeah, it's pretty special.
After the first loop, you know, I knew that the pace that we were going at was fine for what we needed to do today. And okay, it's always nice to try and push on, but we had to, you know, temper that today, and particularly with the conditions on the last stage. You know, it was a matter of just trying to get through. But yeah, like Liam said, you know, to add our name to the list of people that have been and won this championship before is very special, and it's a huge thanks to everybody that's been involved, from Liam, my family, Castrol, the Motorsport Ireland Rally Academy, and the guys on the ground that run the car at Melvin Evans. So yeah, it's brilliant.
And what about the next generation of stars? In the junior BRC category, Kyle McBride taking the win ahead of Joe Kelly, with Sam Mason in third.
Wasn't easy, it's a tough year, but yeah, I can't thank Motorsport Ireland Rally Academy enough. All my sponsors, people that's on the car, people that's not on the car, they know who they are. I'd like to thank Dad, BDM Motorsport team also for running the car, and yeah, it's just been a great year, and can't thank this man beside me for keeping me in the straight and narrow. So yeah, it's been tricky, but just delighted to get it done.
Massive effort there today, and thanks to the whole team. Kyle, great job today, and the whole MI Rally Academy. They've been fantastic with all the help in the background. So, you know, it has been a brilliant year. It's great to top it off now as champions.
It's official now. Kyle McBride is the 2025 Junior British Rally Champion. Joe Kelly chased him all the way, and Callum Graffin takes third. A great season for the Race and Rally 4 team, as it takes the BRC Teams title, M Sport Ford Rally Team second, and Castrol MAM Rally Team in third. Matthew Hurst takes the open laurels for the Cambrian Rally, with Sam Tousell already crowned the champion. And Rob Cotton scores a double whammy by taking the event and championship wins. Robert Proudlock rounds off the season with a top 10 overall finish, having already taken the BRC 3 title.
All season you have been delivering some fantastic footage shot on your mobile phones, and it's been no different here at the final round in Llandudno. So now it's time to have a look at the final piece of FanCam footage. It has been a pleasure to bring to you the 2025 Probite British Rally Championship, and a huge congratulations must go to our eventual winners William Creighton and Liam Regan. They will be joining us in a review programme of their season coming later this month, so be sure to keep your eyes out for that. And now all that's left to say is a huge thank you to the drivers, co-drivers, organisers, marshals, everybody that's got involved along the way, and of course a huge thank you to you watching at home. We'll see you very shortly, before you know it, for another British Rally Championship season.